It's showtime at the Apollo. What's up, folks? All right, let's get right into it. The Bluetti EB, what is it? EB3 asparagus, EB3 alpha. What is it? I feel like I was out of focus last time. I have to manually focus this tip. But what's happening, good people? It's going to be a short live, about 30 minutes. Y'all hold me accountable. So I made the post about the Bluetti EB3. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Because we talked about it on the last live. I think R, who I see around, brought it up. Maybe it's B3 Outdoors. It was B3 Outdoors. He asked about it. We chatted about it. I looked into it a little more, and my memory had served me correctly. It is definitely, y'all saw the post, some of y'all maybe. It is definitely a 600 watt inverter with a 267. I got it around here somewhere. Shoot, it's in the freaking thumbnail. Weirdo. Let's see. What we doing here? 268 watt hours. I'm gonna tell you at first glance, I don't know why it's so low. 268. Maybe it's because of the size. They're kind of trying to position it as being small. So I did a little research, and by research, I mean I went on Facebook and typed in Bluetti EB3A, and then I just looked at all the posts. Ivan, come on, man. The crackle. Do you need me to open it? All the noise. Sorry, guys, for the crackle. You could figure it out from there. Please be careful as you don't make a mess. Do you need to open more?
Yeah.
Boom, you got it. Wonderful. So, where's my snap crackle? I don't know why it's so low, but I think it's because of the size. I talked about researching it, and I went through and I looked through at a bunch of Facebook posts. I'm actually only halfway through those posts because I didn't get a chance to look at them during the day. Because I got a job, man. Got a job. All right. I made that post because I think there seemed to be a little bit of confusion about the capabilities of this device. And Jasonoid and Joe Trott and a couple people were having a conversation just about the legitimacy of something in such a form factor, because there was some confusion. Like, why would you have I'm going to say capable inverter compared to the watt hour capacity? I don't know how long you guys have been watching, but this is the same reason why I purchased the EcoFlow River. Hey, mama. I purchased the EcoFlow River right at the early onset of me starting this channel. I even talked about buying it on this channel. I have a video on that. I purchased it because I didn't have a whole lot of coins, and that was the most capable device for around $280. I believe the EcoFlow River base model is on sale now, but in consideration of the fact that the EB3 whatever is coming out soon, I would buy that one over the EcoFlow. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. Shots fired, right? Give me some water. And it's because it has LiFePO. Now, the 268 watt hours is a problem. Okay, I bought the EcoFlow because it was super capable. It had the 600 watt inverter. It could max up to 1200 watts. In my mind, there's some problems with that math because I tried it on my air conditioner and it worked. I have a video out there about that. It worked, but I felt nervous with it because it was running a little higher than I wanted it to. I think it was running upwards of like 768 watts, and the thing sounded weird. But I purchased it because that 600 watt inverter with the 1200 watt surge, gave me the most, the closest feeling of being somewhat secure and being able to run like some larger capacity devices on a very small budget. So that's the same benefit that this thing has. Now, let me make it kind of plain. My idea was, okay, I have this Rock Pals 300 watt hours, right? I have this Bowden's 166 watt hours, right? That's on paper. You don't get that in real life. My thought was you could take that power and essentially dump it into the EcoFlow river, thus making the capacity of that eco river higher. You with me? Is that tracking? So it's like, yeah, it had a low watt hour capacity, but that inverter being super capable was a benefit to me for that reason. And even if it was a situation where I realistically could only run a device, let's use a refrigerator, just like real rap. I've never tested a refrigerator, but my mini fridge downstairs, I've never tested a full size refrigerator. My mini fridge downstairs, what it does is it spikes up to like 500 watts, which I feel is kind of high because I think my big fridge probably does something very similar. I could be wrong. I've never tested it, but it's an older fridge. So we've had that fridge for a long time, probably more than 10 years, maybe. It spikes for a few moments to 500 watts, right? But then it settles down to about 154 watts when it's running, and it's not running all the time. Jason Noy made an excellent point that's right in line with this. You can't do that on a Jackery 300. You can't do that on a Go Labs R300. You can't do that on an Energizer P320. I can do that on my EcoFlow. My EcoFlow can take that. My this particular Bluetti device can take that. So there is a benefit there. It's weird. I'm not going to say it's not weird. You would think that they would pair those things nicely, but it's not like it's not ridiculous that they paired it that way. Jason Noyd his example was that he uses a bottle warmer. That bottle warmer can surge up to, no, he said uses up to 450 watts. And he said for about 3 minutes. That's another example of other devices that are on the smaller end cannot do that. But this EB3A can, and the EcoFlow River base model can. Essentially, any device that can surge, well, I don't want to say that about his bottle warmer, because his bottle warmer doesn't surge. It just uses that amount of power. So that's not the same thing. But those devices can run those devices. So it's not as bad a pairing as it seems. It's just a little, not deceptive, but it's important for us to be able to differentiate between watts, which is instantaneous power, and watt hours, which is how long that instantaneous measurement can last, right? I did the beginner series where I talked about power stations and the basics, and I talked about watt hours as it relates to those power stations. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to check the chat right now and see what's going on because I've been talking a lot. Ban Everything, what's happening? I was wondering about you, man. I was like, I haven't seen Ban Everything around. I wonder if he got sick again or something like that. I hope everything's good. But you say you've been down with the virus, feeling better now. But yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. Jeez. All right, man. I pray that you feel better and that you recover well and that you do all the things that you need to do to recover. My wife is asking if it's that Rona, but we don't speak of the Rona on the YouTube.
Oh, so he's just not feeling good.
No, I mean, he could tell me whatever it is, but
I'm just trying to find something.
you just trying to what? My wife said, you don't even got to say anything. She'll just pray for you. Boom. All right. What's going on, Sati? What's happening? Jason Noah, what do you mean by built-in charger? Does it take a universal PC power cable as well? Is Jason Noah around here somewhere? Oh, he is. What's going on, brother? Chloe K, good to see you. Basu, BASU, what's happening? Baptized. Diamond Unique. I never say unique, your second one. It's funny that I say first and half of the last part, but it's always good to see you. South Padre, what's happening? South Padre, I need to make that post. So I'm going to go to your post, and I'm going to download the pictures, and then I'll repost and all that jazz, and we'll get it together. I am love. What's happening? What's going on? All in the soil. 2% are the graph. All right, cool. I think I got everybody. Okay. This was early on. I think there was some chatter from a trade show. Yeah, it was the Consumer Electronics Show, CES, that happened in Vegas. It happens every year in Vegas. Let's see. What's up, Beats? I gotta check out your channel, man. You sound like you should have videos on your channel. Do you have a YouTube channel? Or is it just a fancy name? A fancy name. Jason says, I hope all the new Bluetti power stations, portable power stations, have built-in chargers, saves on space. Man, listen. I was wondering how the thing charged. I couldn't find anything, but like I said, I didn't finish going through my tabs. I wonder how it charges, and I wonder if it still has the 8 amp input limit on the solar. I also think you alluded to, Jason, or the fact that it can still dual charge. Can it? Can it charge from AC and solar? Which, again, I feel the same way about the EB55. I love that the EB55 has that feature, right? The dual charging, but it's not as practical on that device. I may have to make a video about the EB55 so I can kind of flush out my thoughts, because I've never committed to actually thinking through what would be ideal for dual charging in that scenario. Because dual charging from AC and 12 volt is not ideal to me. Now, dual charging from solar and 12 volt is appealing, but not AC and 12 volt. But I avoid AC like the plague. I don't use AC unless I have to. I really do. I'm coming, what is the word, the phrase? Coming around to the idea of using AC from my power stations when I need to. Like I said on the last live, I charge my OOPS through AC and USB-C because it's just faster. 60 watts against 600 watt hours. It's going to take 10 hours. That's too long. So I do use the AC to power dump into it. And I've started using the AC of the Mylan to power dump into my EcoFlow. So what happens is my EcoFlow, as I told y'all, the capacity is not a whole lot. I could charge that thing fully in about 2.5 hours from the sun. So what I do is when it starts to get around 70 to 80%, I hook up my USB-C 100 watt rated cable and I start power dumping into the Mylan. And then the Mylan will probably be a permanent accomplice to the the EcoFlow River Max that I have. So they're kind of going to work in tandem. That's kind of how I envision that. I also have some ideas about my bull bat downstairs because I'll run my mini fridge from it. My mini fridge doesn't have enough power to last throughout the night. That's another revelation, quick deviation. I've come to this place where I think the perfect power station size for me is to be able to last me in my very low power draw around this house 24 hours. Right now, 500 watts on whatever I designate something to run at, it typically lasts about 14 hours. When I hook my internet up on the Big Blue tells me it's going to last for about 14 hours. And it uses about 25 watts. It ends up lasting a little longer than that, probably like about 19 to 20. But I need 24 hours. I need to go from sundown to sunup again with my power. So I think 1,000 watt hours is where I'm finding myself to be in my sweet spot. All righty. Let's see. Which EcoFlow do you have? Again, I think I mentioned that, Baptized, the EcoFlow River Max. I started out with the EcoFlow River base model, but now I have the Max. It's important to know that the River base, Max, and Pro, outside of the Pro, they all have the same capacity, which is kind of great and a minus at the same time. They all have 600 watt inverters. They all charge with up to 200 watts of solar. They all have one USB-C PD port. The only thing about the Pro is you can expand the battery to be double. And the Max is the EcoFlow River base model with a battery attached to it. So it goes from like 200 something to like 500 something. I hope that makes sense. My bad if it does not. We went from 2 to 11 minutes. I know, right? Time is just flying. We saw that. It came in. I still feel very bad. It messed me up, dude. Jeez, man, that sucks. You're welcome, South Padre. 2 lives in a week. You know what I mean? I'm doing it for the culture. Hey, Linda Iannoni. What's happening? Good to see you. Lee Saint, what's good? What's good? What's good? Oh, where? No, I don't have any videos. Okay, I gotcha. Hard to grab is saying it has the 8 amp limit, I think. Let me take a pause for a second, because one thing I noticed in that picture that I shared with y'all, the device still has the 20% bars. And then in these things that I'm kind of like looking at, it seems like they've upgraded it to the screen where the screen looks a lot better. I can share my screen. This will be my first time doing this, so bear with me. Let me see if I can kind of show y'all what I mean on a clear picture. A clearer picture. That picture's okay. Not great though. So it looks like they have some. The screen looks kind of fancy. I'm not gonna lie. It's from a techie looking at it. It looks quite impressive. Let's see. And then someone even confirmed. Someone from Bluetti confirmed that yes, they did redesign the screen. So the screen is better. Okay, yes, I would assume too. Blah 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 blah. And they also saying it's coming out in spring. Okay, here's a good picture. Here's an okay picture. All right, let me see if I can share the screen. Slides, video. Ooh, extra camera. Nice. That's pretty fancy. Screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Okay, you could show that tip again. Let's go with screen 2. Boom. Now, how do I do that? Let's add that. Hey, look at me, fancy. I'm fancy, y'all. Y'all see me? All my fanciness? Can y'all see that screen? What you smiling at? I feel fancy. Like, look at this. Look at all this fanciness going on over here.
Oh, that screen over there.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And then look at it's like the what is he saying? Where's the person? Okay, Bluetti Global. Yes, we listened and upgraded the screen display. So that's from Bluetti Global, and they have the check mark. So there it is. Fancy screen for all of you guys. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Okay, how do I remove this? Because I don't need to be out here all in these streets. Hey, Darlene, what's happening? LVP, what's the word? What's the word? Now you got to help me out. When I see LVP, is that the husband? And when I see bro, let's go, is that the missus? Do y'all swap? You know what I mean? Good to see you, boss. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm trying to avoid AC charging now as well. I got a cool portable solar array video coming out soon. Just got everything built up and it's pumping out watts. Man, listen, that's exciting. That is exciting. I love the idea of, man, using solar. That's just dope. When I heard you, it's funny because I never got the impression from you that you use your power stations like in your home regularly. But when you talked about that bottle warmer, I was like, is Jason Miller using his solar? Like for real, for real? So that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Look at Satit, man. Got a picture up. I see you, bro. I see you. The problem is that the 8 amp 28 volt that Bluetti is using on everything is hard for me to charge on that cut it off on a solar or something. I don't know why I cut that off. That's weird. What's up, UK? Hey, Dogata. That's a good question, Satit. These are all great questions. Will it charge from USB-C? That is the question. You know what? I doubt it. Looking at the pictures, it does not look like it. And that kind of sucks. I wanted to charge from USB-C. It's like, man, look, listen. Don't get me to complaining about stuff. I was just telling my wife that, you know what? In some ways, it's better when companies send me stuff for free because with my own money, I'm hypercritical. I'm really, really, you know what I mean? So I just like a little light moment that I was mentioning to her. So it's like when somebody sends me something, I can kind of like relax my standards and just kind of deal with it normally. It's not like I give people a pass or anything, but it's just like I can like, because if it's my money, like, but again, y'all pockets ain't my pockets. I'm a little more, I told y'all from the beginning, I'm picky. I'm very picky. So it's like, yeah, just send it to me. And then I could go the appropriate amount of Iveness on it instead of super Ive. Hey, MJ, good to see you. Hey, Tina. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Let's see. Nice to be seen. Some stuff, same stuff, different day. Here to listen to you about these machines. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Be careful with keywords that can get your message deleted. Thanks for that 2%. Yeah. That makes sense. The screen has a UPS icon. Does it have a UPS AC pass-through? That's interesting. I feel like if it has a UPS icon, it almost has to have the pass-through, right? Because that's how the UPS needs to function. Sorry, I'm late. Are you talking about a new device? Yeah, the one in the thumbnail, Darlene. The Bluetti EB3A. Such a weird name. I was telling Wayne, I wonder if they're going to do more in the series, which is why they put A, because that's weird. EB3 is good enough for me. Hey, there we go. Now I know. LVP is me, the hubby. Boom. Wait, what are you saying? Can't wait for? Oh, okay. MJ said, okay, LVP told MJ he's getting a new video premiere ready for Sunday. I thought it was Saturday. MJ, have you watched any videos? You can pretend that you didn't hear me ask you that if you haven't watched any videos and you just in here stunting. You know what I mean? just let it gloss on by. Please drop a comment. You'll understand when you see it. Okay. Hey, bro, let's go. There it is. Put them up on the screen. How do I point to the? I'm not good with that. My son's right next to me putting together a dinosaur puzzle. All right. Apparently, A is for advanced. I don't know what part is advanced though. Maybe UPS functionality, maybe super speed AC charging, maybe it's an oversized inverter. All very good guesses, sir. All very good guesses. MJ said, I sure did watch at Bro Let's Go, and I just love them. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's good people. Gotta love good people, man. I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to you. You know, it's like when you're looking forward to the content. It's like, when the next video coming out, man? Like, what are you doing? Get on it. Hey, Auntie Blessings. Autograph says A is for advanced. The screen is Jason Noah said the screen is advanced for Bluetti. They put some percentage on there, fam, and they like, this is advanced for us. Y'all need to. You know what's funny? My EB120. Right, you excited? Are you? What's funny is I have that EB120. I'm gonna do some update videos on that really soon. I can't say how soon because I got some other videos that I need to accomplish first. But the device is weird in that you have to turn the power on. You have to hold the button to turn the power on. Once the device is on, you got to hold the button to turn DC on, and then you got to hold the button to turn AC on. Why do you have to hold the button to turn those on if you got to hold the power button to turn it on? And I understand you don't want to accidentally have your AC on, but the DC, you should just be able to press the DC and it turn on. I understand it's an older device. Maybe people weren't as thoughtful back then. They put out a really good device because it's based on the 150. The 150 has been out for a long time. But it's just like, I found myself getting annoyed with that workflow. Another piece is like, if I have to hold the button to turn the AC on, right? Why do I need to turn the power on in the first place? If the power is not on, if I hold, it's a whole thing. I should be able to hold any one of those buttons and it should come on. I shouldn't have to hold to turn power on and hold to turn DC on and hold to turn AC on. All right, rant complete. Rant complete. Backyard camping review with the Tech Ops power bank included. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. That makes me happy, guys. Makes me happy. Bring the thumbs up, everyone. Show support for the channel and the man. Hey, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. If you're into thumbing up stuff, then thumb up the stuff, right? Okay, I do have a list. I want to give you guys a couple updates. Starting out, Joe, good to see you. The power regulation probably wastes a little power, so you would drain it if the DC is always on. I do agree the separate power is weird. Yeah, I could live with the DC drain because it's so marginal. Even the AC on devices that market, I mean, don't get me wrong, you don't want your AC on, hands down, but it uses like 6 watts. It's like if you left it on, I mean, you don't want to leave your AC on, but even if you left it on, it's usually like 6 to 8 watts. It's like the DC is probably using like 2. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Okay, the new Bluetti's coming. When and do I want it? I think if you want something that costs around $300, which I'm hoping that's what it cost. It has LiPo batteries in it, so it's almost, depending on the price, it's going to be almost a no-brainer if you want something that's small but capable. Like it would, for example, the EcoFlow River base model wasn't my first device, but it was my first really capable device. It was my first device that cost me over $200. I got the Rock Pals for, I got the Rock Pals for like 175, maybe a little bit less. And the Bowden's was like 120. You know what I mean? So to spend that 280 plus tax, that was very strategic, as I explained at the beginning of the video. It was extremely strategic. I've had a little comfort in knowing that I already kind of stand by this idea that I won't run my fridge straight. They say your fridge can stay cold for up to 4 hours. I would probably run my fridge every 3 hours just to cool it down and make sure everything's cool. But I won't keep banging on it. Economic Watt professor. Well, it's like I said in my video, there are some batteries that are better left in the closet until the power goes out. That's interesting that you say that. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Not that it's a problem, but I gotta watch the video. You put out a new video, I gotta check it out. So I can't judge the video, but the comment, I feel like I like using my stuff. I don't store anything. I did kind of get to a space just a day or so ago where I took my oops because they're being weird. I actually emailed them. I'm gonna see if they say anything back. I took my oops and I put the video, the footage that I recorded, I put it up on Patreon. Again, Patreon is the paid thing, but all of the posts are free right now. So go over, just ask God Solar, and there's a video on there of the oops charging behavior, right? Let me read the last part of your statement. You want those to drain as slow as possible. I guess. Elaborate on what Satit said. The part about leaving your devices in the closet? I'll let Satit elaborate. Sheesh. He's saying that if you don't use the station for a while, it shouldn't self-discharge. There is no rational argument against that. Maybe I missed that point. Well, it's like I said in my videos, there are some batteries that are better left in a closet. See, to me, that's not. Sati, come on, give me some clarity. The advanced features cost too much, so it won't be worth it. There are some batteries that are better left in a closet until, to me, that's like you pay for a power station, but one of those power stations has whatever, and it's just better to leave it in the closet instead of using it. I don't think any power station is better to be left in the closet instead of using it. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. It's like, you don't necessarily want to be managing and charging and all of that jazz, but I don't agree with that. And that's fine. I don't care. Put your stuff in the closet. um, all right, what else? Oh, y'all kind of guilted me into the Agwe clips or adapters. I'm not saying I'm committed to giving them away with the panel, but I did email Agwe and I said, I'm thinking I'm giving the panel away. Can you guys send me some more of those adapters? So I'll see what they say. And if they send them to me, I'll ship them out. Yeah. I also tried looking into some. I still have to keep looking. So I'm going to keep looking to find some that are appropriate. I found some that are easy to find, but I have to make sure they have like the typical solar panel adapters in them. Like one of them didn't have the 8mm. So I couldn't in good conscience recommend that one because it didn't have the 8mm adapter. That's one of the most common used connections in the world for it. Craig? Okay. So Satita saying some batteries that have inconvenient cables like the AC50 or the lights in stupid spots are harder to leave out all because of the extra space they use. That's interesting. I understand that 100%, especially when you have multiple power stations. There are some that are better to just use as reserve power. My smart list is one of those ones that I use as reserve power. I don't charge it a lot because it has like a 6mm connection. If I ever actually get sent an Alcatel device, the one that they want to send me, it has like a little bit of a weird device. It's not because I have multiple power stations, I'm kind of always moving and shaking. It's not worth it to have that one be in the mix all the time. So I get that. And then, oh, I put timestamps in last whatever's live. So there are timestamps there now. So you guys can go to the live and click around to wherever you want. And then I ordered another 5521 extension cable for my balcony. My wife is sitting like right next to me on the left. And the balcony for the summer is pretty much her space. Even though we do have some bees up there, wasps, we need to get rid of those before we are able to hang out there freely. All right, most of these power stations have super low parasitic drain. Yeah, I would agree with that. The smart list is still full. It's like, and I don't ever use that one. I don't ever use it. I just use it as I have it, knowing that I have some power. Should I have to go multiple days without power? If I absolutely needed something, I could rely on that one. Oh no, not the parasites. He's just saying they don't drain a lot. I don't know if you're being funny or not. Okay. I think it might have been Hobotech who pointed out that it's hard to use some batteries if everything is not up front when space is limited. Yeah, but that's personal preference. You know what I mean? If you're in a RV, I got you. I'm not trying to nitpick. There are certain situations, certain circumstances where some power stations are harder to use or easier to use than others. In his original EB150 review, he talked about how the being so tall and he couldn't get it to stand up on the bed, so he just had to lay it down because of how tall the EB150 was. So it's like different strokes for different folks. Haven't used our Jackery since our last camping trip. 30% then, 30% now. Which Jackery do you guys have? I guess the 290, because you mentioned the 290 last time. All right. StreamYard is sharing your screen. Yeah, but it's not displaying it, so we good money there. What keywords? 2%. Yes, they do. All wasps need to perish. I'm thinking about doing there's a situation where you could put like something sweet in a can, like a soda can, and you put like a stick in there so the wasp can go down in there. And the dude was just saying, I need to look into the video again. The dude was just saying how that'll kill all of them within blocks if he didn't say miles. And I'm like, I'm into that. The only thing is I don't want to draw them to me to kill them. So I need to put that somewhere else so that they die and they congregate somewhere else and then go die wherever they die. And you would put like I think boric acid in there and you mix it so that they don't know that it's poison. You don't want to make it's a whole thing. You should look into it if you have wasp problems. Okay, yeah, the 290. Yeah, I hate them. I hate them. What do we do with these batteries when they finally die? Shoot, I just learned from Joe Trott that you could take them to Batteries Plus to have them recycled. I didn't know that, but you need to recycle them. You can't just put them in the trash. You shouldn't. It's not good for the environment. Yeah. Hey, folks. Wait, I missed it. How many watts is the inverter and what is the watt hour of the new Bluetti? It's in the image that I posted. The inverter is 600 watts and the capacity is 268. Let's do some simple math here. By simple math, I mean let the calculator do it. Times 2, 536 watt hours. So if you had a 500 watt device that used 500 watts, dang, I don't want to get into that because you got to account for the 15% inverter loss. So that's tough. It's a weird pairing. I mean, I get it. I understand it. I bought my EcoFlow because it had that more capable inverter. It's just it's a weird pairing, but it's useful. It's useful, especially if you're tight on coins and you want something that's a little more capable. Alrighty, guys. I wanted to do you guys have any questions as it relates to the EB3A? I want to make sure that I kind of hammer that point home about the implications and the application of that device and how it may make sense for some people. Wayne asks, are you going to purchase the EB3A when it comes available? No, I don't know. I don't need it. I like the screen. I get a little like, there's this phrase. I'm not even going to say the phrase. I get a little tech envy. But I don't personally want any more, me personally, I don't want any more 300 watt hour devices. Now, that's me looking at the pictures. I am a techie. This device could, when it comes out and it's in somebody's hand and I look at it and the features, I could be like, oh, that's interesting. But as at reasonable odds, it's like, nah. Yeah, we have carpenter bees, Chloe K. We need to work on that this season to get ahead of them. Yeah, normal bees are fine. They're necessary. But a wasp bit, what? That's crazy. Diametaceous, whatever it is. On any wasp, it will knock them down because it grinds up their joints. Did you see? All right, we're gonna have to chat about this stuff next time. I said that would be 30 minutes. I am over, so I am out of here, guys. My wife says she has been counting. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Y'all be beautiful. Comment after the video, and I'll get to the questions as time permits.